I started my first company in college in my dorm room in 1996, not unlike a lot of the other companies that are here at Capital Factory that maybe started it in their dorm room or just somewhere around there. But when I was starting it, there weren't a lot of resources to help you out. The internet was still pretty new. It wasn't like today where there's a million different blogs and resources and websites and videos you can go watch. And venture capital was a little bit more stodgy and not quite so advanced and modern and progressive as it is today. And so I was able to find some great mentors, some great people to help me out, but it was almost accidental. It was people that I bumped into or met along the way. And today, there are so many more resources to help you get started, and being part of an incubator or an accelerator program is one of those choices. And what that does is really connect you with other experienced entrepreneurs that are subject matter experts, that have kind of been through what you're going through and can really help you out by giving you advice, helping to point you in the right direction, and probably just as important, making really powerful introductions to people that might be your first investors, your first employees that you go hire, or some of your first customers. And any of those introductions can be, world-changing for a company that's getting up and going. So Capital Factory is kind of a lot of different things to different people. Capital Factory is Austin's center of gravity for entrepreneurs. It's a community center. It's a place where people come together. It's a co-working space where people work. And then we have an incubator and a fund where we help these companies grow and raise investment. And so we kind of fit in at many different parts of the timeline. We're often helping companies to find their very first angel investors, to write that first check and help them get started. We make introductions for them to venture capitalists who often end up doing their Series A funding for a couple $1 million. And we also help them with crowdfunding campaigns to go get customers to pay in advance. So we tend to help with all those different parts of it. But if you had to pick one that our focus is, our biggest focus is probably on the angel investor side of it. If you're a startup company with 5 or 6 people, you're trying to grow your business, you're trying to stay lean and not spend too much money, and at the same time, you're competing against the biggest companies in town for people that you want to hire. You're competing against Indeed and HomeAway and Bazaar Voice, and they have great offices downtown that are really nice and really great environments. And as a small company, it'd be really hard for you to give that same kind of environment. And one of the great things about being a Capital Factory is you get to be a big boy. You get to have a beautiful office in the middle of downtown on the top floor of a building with great furniture and great conference rooms and a big kitchen full of food and a secret room and all these other things that make it a really great place to work, and a lot better than you could do if you were trying to just do it on your own with a small number of people. One of the great things about Austin is that it's really accessible. It's a rising tide mentality. People want to help each other out. They have this feeling that I do well if you do well, as opposed to being competitive. And so it's a really easy place to jump into. And so people want to move here. Young people want to move here. Educated people want to move here. And technology people want to move here. And they're already doing that. Big companies are moving here. Companies like Dropbox and Apple and Box and Atlassian are opening offices here and moving their people here. And all those things together make it a great place for startups. One of the first things I would do is I would go sign up for the Startup Digest. That's an email that I actually help put together every week. It happens in many cities all over the world, but this is the one for Austin. And you sign up at startupdigest.com/Austin. And what you'll get is an email every Monday morning that shows you all the upcoming events for the next few weeks in the startup community that you might want to go to, as well as kind of a little commentary on what's been going on and what's most exciting about what's coming up. Another great resource is to go to some of the meetups and events here. Every night in Austin, there's a bunch of different meetups and events going on where people in the community are getting together and teaching each other things and meeting each other and helping each other out. And that's a great environment for someone who's new to plug in. And so you figure out what things you're passionate about, what you're excited about, and find the meetup for those things and go to it.